Good. And I'm going to share my screen real quick, just 1 second. We're going to have just a little bit of a presentation, nothing too crazy. I wanted to keep things really casual tonight, so start from the beginning. Can everyone see my screen?
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Everybody
Yes.
can? Good. So since we don't seem to be having any real bad background noise right now, so I'm going to keep everyone unmuted. If you start, getting some noise in your area, go ahead and mute yourself if you don't mind, just so that we can keep the recording nice and clear for the people that are going to listen to the replay. So first of all, thank you guys so much for jumping on tonight on a Wednesday night. I really appreciate it. Like I said, we're going to keep this pretty short. I'm going to run through the information pretty quickly because I want to save time at the end for questions. And like I said, I want to honor your time. So let's just hop right into this. So welcome again to the Fab After the Fourth 11-Day Reset. And just before we get started, a little bit of housekeeping. I want you to sit back, relax. We're going to keep this totally cool and casual. That's just how we are. No pressure, no stress. If you want to grab a glass of wine, I have one. Whatever, go ahead and do that. Your technical details, like I said before, for those of you who've been on, you have a mute button. It's either going to be, depending on if you have your screen maximized or not, it's either going to be in the upper. There's a little toolbar at the top of the screen that'll come down, and it'll be in the upper left or the bottom left. You kind of have to play around with that. On your phone, you should see it on your phone pretty clear in the app if you're using the app. So there's that. I want you to write down any questions that you have along the way. We're going to answer those at the very end. And if you miss something, if you forget something, don't worry about it. You're going to get a copy of the replay probably tomorrow morning in your email. So don't worry if you have a question on something and you forget. No worries. And just, as we go into this, keep an open mind and an open heart. Some of the information that you hear tonight may be a little bit different and, stuff that you haven't heard before. And so just keep an open mind. So, hello, we're Kristen and Tara. And I first met Kristen. It's so funny because Kristen and I live in the same town. We've lived in the same town since I moved to Winston-Salem in 2006, I guess. Kristen, have you been in
Yes, I've been in Winston-Salem for about 8 years now.
Okay, yeah. So I was there a little bit before you, yeah. But our paths never ever crossed, even though we have a lot of mutual friends and we have a lot of the same interests. Our paths never crossed in town, and Winston-Salem isn't very big. It took us 3,000 miles away from Winston-Salem in a conference in California for us to meet and become great friends. And I'm so grateful for that because she and I are like so alike in so many ways.
Very similar.
And I'm so grateful that we have, developed this friendship. And just I'll let Kristen tell a little bit about her in just a second. But for me, I'm 46. I'll be 47 in October. I am a metabolic effects certified nutrition coach and personal trainer and group exercise instructor. I've been into fitness, forever. But my background is in IT. So I am transitioning out of IT after being in the field for like 20 years and really have shifted my focus into health and wellness over the past, I'd say 5 years or so, have really shifted into that focus and, went from teaching group exercise classes to becoming a personal trainer. And now I have an online fitness company called Prime Life Fit. So really transitioning things into the online space, which has been a lot of fun. If you are familiar with Metabolic Effect, we may have worked out together in some of their videos. Yeah. Maybe in Metabolic Prime or Metabolic Aftershock. I had the wonderful opportunity to be a part of those projects, and that was super, super fun. And again, so grateful for that. So that's a little bit, and I'll tell you about, I have a wonderful life and business partner, Nick. He's at an event tonight, so I don't think he can be on. We've been together since 2002, and we have several pets. We have, how many cats and dogs do we have? We have 4 dogs and 5 cats. We're very much into animal rescue, and just, that's kind of our passion. We don't have children, and there are kids, so that's what we do. So that's a little bit about my exciting life. Kristen, you want to tell us a little bit about you?
Sure. I don't know that it's that exciting, but yeah, so I live in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I'm originally from Greensboro. My husband and I have been married for about 17 years now. We've moved around quite a bit and finally ended up close to home. We lived in Indiana for 4 years. I lived in Charlotte, and then just kind of wound up back close to home. We have 11-year-old twins, boy-girl twins. That keeps us pretty busy. I'm also a group fitness instructor. I've been teaching group fitness for, probably about 7 or 8 years now. I do a lot of Les Mills classes. I teach some Pilates. And yeah, so it keeps me pretty busy with that. I also work a couple of days a week with a medical aesthetics office, doing some of their social media coordination and that sort of thing. So I get to kind of work the best of both worlds. I get to do the fitness, and then I kind of get to work on the aesthetics part of things. So it's a lot of fun. I feel very lucky. Yeah, and going back to how Tara and I met, it was just such a crazy coincidence.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that it was meant to be, because you figure here we live in the same town. I'd heard her name, I knew of her, but for us to actually connect, all the way across the country, it was pretty, and we just really hit it off, and we've been just great friends ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very lucky. I feel very, very blessed. Yeah.
I feel very lucky. So it's not often that you connect, especially as you get older. I think it's harder to have those, those new friendships, that you really connect with people. I think it's more challenging. So yeah, so it's been awesome. That was about a year and a half ago that we actually met. So very cool. Thank you so much for telling us a little about yourself. So we're going to just jump right in. Well, maybe. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about who the 11-day reset is for. Maybe you have struggled with losing fat even when you feel like you're doing everything right. A lot of people are in this situation. Are you, constantly tired even though you're getting, what you feel like is a lot of sleep? Do you feel tired all the time? Is your mental clarity a little bit off? This is definitely something that I've struggled with. Your energy levels aren't where they need to be. And when I talk about energy levels, I like to think of it as a scale of 1 to 10. So where are you on that scale? Where 1 is you want to lay on the couch and not move, to 10 is you're bounding out of bed in the morning, before the alarm clock, ready to just attack the day. So, typically I think, we really want to be somewhere between, I don't know, realistically a 7 and a 10 every day. So if you're falling below that most days, then, this is something that might be good for you. You feel old before your time. This is where I was a few years ago. When I got into my early 40s, I was tired a lot. I was, I felt like I was eating super clean. I was doing all the right things, but for whatever reason, my energy just was terrible, and I just attributed it to getting older. I just thought, well, this is what happens when you get into your 40s, but that's really not, it doesn't have to be that way. You suffer from really unexplained aches and pains, so joint pain and things like that. You just feel achy. Your recovery from exercise, maybe that's a little bit slower than you like. You're sore a lot after you exercise, and it takes you longer than maybe it used to recover. I dealt with a lot of this as well. You have trouble sleeping. This was a biggie as well for me. I would go to sleep okay, but then I would wake up, at 1 a.m. with my mind just racing. And like I said, if you aren't a 10 out of 10, most of the time, and like I said, realistically for, people living busy lives and things like that, a 7, at least a 7, you want to push up towards that 8, 9, 10 area. But then, you really want to evaluate some things. you feel like you need a reset button. So maybe you are healthy, most of the time, but you've let some little things trickle in. This has kind of been, Kristen and I were talking about this, just I've had a lot of travel over the past few months. And, there have just been some things that, that typically aren't part of my routine on a an everyday basis. I'm a huge believer in a lifestyle of moderation, but there is a little tricky balance with that because it can sometimes tip the scale to the other side of moderation. So, sometimes you just need a little bit of reset to get back to that nice, moderate, sustainable lifestyle. And you want a sustainable, do forever lifestyle. I think that's what we all want, to see the results that we want to see, but also enjoy our lives too. So what is it exactly? What is this whole reset going to be about? Well, we're going to implement the superfoods from Isagenix, and we're going to talk about intermittent fasting. And it depends on where you are with intermittent fasting. We're going to go over the benefits of intermittent fasting, but we're going to talk about different ways to do that. You're going to get daily educational emails throughout the 11 days, just little tips, things that the reason why we're doing certain things on certain days. Maybe it might be a healthy recipe. It might be just, anything to help get you through this 11 days. Short, effective workouts that you can do at home. And I can tell you these are going to be, since a lot of you are familiar with ME, they're going to be metabolic effect based. So rest-based training, we know that those workouts are so effective, and they're short, so they get you in and out and done with, on with your day. We're going to have a closed Facebook group just for the people in this challenge so that we can all interact with each other. And this is going to be a place where you can tell us your struggles, tell us your wins. We really want a lot of interaction in this group. I have another coaching group called Beat the Bloat that I am just blown away at the interaction in that group and how everyone has come together and just supports each other. And it's like a family, and we just all love each other and support each other. It's amazing. So I really want that for us. We're also going to have some prizes. So some prizes for social media engagement, talking about the challenge on social media and Facebook and posting pictures of you working out, or maybe, making your healthy meal or your shake or whatever it is that you're doing. We want to really be engaged. We're also going to have some prizes for participation. You're participating in the challenge in the Facebook group. I was going to do a prize for best transformation, but I really don't want this to be something where it is an all or nothing mindset deal. And I feel like with 11 days, we can't really, I think we can make a lot of really good changes in 11 days by doing a reset, but I don't want you to feel pressured to have this huge transformation in 11 days, right? I think it's going to be more of a getting yourself back on track, reducing cravings, increasing energy, things like that. And, maybe losing a few pounds too, but I really don't want that to be the focus. I want it to be where you are changing on the inside and you feel good on the inside, and that will just naturally appear on the outside. So the goals for tonight, I'm just going to run through these really quick. I need to move my little pictures around here. I can't see. Here we go. You guys, no, now you're on the bottom of my screen. Interesting. Okay. So I want you to walk away armed with the knowledge that's going to help you reach your health goals. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the world today that maybe is affecting what you're doing, even if you feel like you're doing everything right and you're eating healthy. We're going to talk about, how nutritionally supported intermittent fasting can really help you feel great, help you look good too, be healthier, and actually live longer. And really, the key is to get you started down a path of a sustainable, healthy lifestyle. There's no all or nothing, black or white solution here. It's about finding, we're going to give you the tools and the tracks to run on, and then we're really going to help you decide, okay, what works for me? And it's going to be different for everyone. We're going to give you a baseline, and then we're going to go from there. And I'm going to lay out all the details for the reset coming up. So let's talk. I'm going to run through this really quick. A lot of you have heard this already before, But, we got to talk a little bit about what's going on in the world. And, we're spending more and more and more money on medical research, but yet we are getting sicker and sicker and sicker. 1 in 2 people will develop cancer. It's crazy. In the 1950s, it was 1 in 12. 1.3 million women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. That's a 30% increase in 25 years. And these statistics are actually a little bit dated. So I would venture to guess that this has gone up, that percentage. Obesity contributes to over 300,000 deaths per year. We know that's a huge, huge issue in this country, and it's starting to be just as bad across the globe. Unfortunately, with our influences, with McDonald's popping up in other countries and, fast food and things like that. So definitely a problem. And then there's been a rise in just, strange autoimmune diseases that we just didn't know about or see, at least when I was a kid. You're good. We just didn't see those things. So what's going on? Why is our society so overweight and so sick? And you have to just look around. There are pollutants and toxins everywhere. Everything, from the water that's, that we drink or that we shower in. The skin is the largest organ of the body. So that water that we're showering in seeps into our body, and those toxins get in there. They're finding prescription drugs in our tap water, all sorts of heavy metals. It's just, it's bad news. Our air is polluted. We know all of this stuff around us is bad, and we know that we're taking it in. There's not any control that we have over that. We do have more control over the food that we put in our bodies, though. And a lot of our food is, unfortunately, our cattle is being injected with hormones and antibiotics and steroids and all the bad stuff, and they're being raised in these feedlots where, they just live a terrible, terrible existence. Same with chickens, and our produce is being sprayed with pesticides and herbicides, all of that stuff. And that, aside of the terrible, inhumane treatment of those poor animals, I'm a big animal lover, so of course that bothers me, but it also, that end product and all of those toxins get in our bodies. There are over 80,000 harmful chemicals and toxins in our environment, but only 300 have been tested for safety on humans. It is unbelievable what our government allows into our food supply, into our water supply, into things that we think are safe, or they tell us are safe. And in other countries, those same things are banned, no question. So it's pretty scary. And honestly, with the lives that we lead today, especially, I just applaud anyone who has a family with kids, and you're working and you're, have a family and you're trying to feed them. And it's just easier sometimes to give in and go through the drive-through and feed them, quick stuff. I completely understand that. I cannot imagine the struggles that you go through with that. And our society has made it really easy for families to do that, where we have everything's quick, everything's easy, but unfortunately the food's nutritionally bankrupt. So, that's where we're seeing the rise in childhood obesity and things like that, childhood diseases. So all the gloom and doom aside, we're going to shift gears away from that. We know what's going on in the world. So what is the solution? And, a few years ago, I forgot this part real quick. One more gloom and doom, and then we'll move on. And this is where I was a few years. I don't need to worry about this because I eat healthy. Well, take a look at this. And this is a while back. So 1997. In 1953, one bowl of spinach gave you your daily supply of iron and other nutrients. And today, probably more now, in 2000, 43 bowls of spinach that you need to eat to get that same amount. That's just the state of the world. So that's how I was, I wasn't getting all the nutrients that I needed from even the healthy foods and the organic foods that I was eating. I wasn't getting it. So it was affecting my energy, affecting my recovery, affecting just how I felt overall. So again, back in 2012, Nick and I discovered the wonderful superfood products of Isagenix. And, at the time, like I said, I was eating healthy. I really didn't think I needed a solution. I actually started the Isagenix products on a whim to support Nick, because Nick had heard about them from a friend of ours, and she had had just tremendous success. I had seen her success as well, but I just, I thought, well, I don't need that because I already eat healthy. And Nick was really looking to lose a few pounds before we went on vacation. So I started it, a reset very similar to what we're going to be doing. I started it with them as a support system. And I tell you what, after the 11 days, I could not believe how amazing I felt. The energy that I had lost, was back. I was sleeping through the night. I'll never forget the day after we finished our reset, we went to the track and I ran my fastest sprints I'd ever run up to that point. And I was like, how is this possible? And then it just kind of took off from there. We just started researching more and learning more about the products and the science behind the products and why they're so amazing. And we haven't looked back. We'll use the products till we die. They're amazing. But so that's kind of how we got started. And Nick, by the way, he lost, within 6 weeks, about 35 pounds. And the difference being that he felt awesome during the whole process. Whereas before, when he tried to lose weight, he felt crappy and then he would rebound terribly. So it really, really was a wonderful change that he experienced. So what makes it, what makes Isagenix dynamic and different? And it truly is the product formulations and how they're developed, the delivery system of the shakes that we have into your body that makes them just so nutritious, so much more bioavailable. And bioavailability, it just means that your body's actually absorbing the nutrients and the protein that it's taking in. Just to give you an example, from a chicken breast is about 30% bioavailable. So even though it might be 25 grams of protein, your body's actually absorbing only about 30% of that. With our wonderful shakes that we're going to talk about here in a second, you're actually getting 80% bioavailability, and it all has to do with the purity, how clean they are, and the delivery system that they have in them to get all the nutrients to your cells. Pretty amazing. So we have to talk a little bit about what it is and what it isn't. Okay, it's not a diet. Basically, you're going to get out what you put into it. It's not a quick fix. We don't do those. What it is a nutritional superfood system that floods your body with vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, and it aids your body's natural detoxification process to remove those impurities that we've talked about from the environment and from the foods that we're eating by incorporating what we call cleansing and Isagenix, but what it really is a nutritionally supported intermittent fast process. So there's a lot of talk about intermittent fasting these days. You can Google it. You can see all the benefits of intermittent fasting for fat loss, for longevity, we're going to talk a little bit about all these benefits in just a second, but amazing stuff. So if you have some fat to lose, you're probably going to lose it. If your energy is lagging, then you'll get it back. If you want to build lean muscle and improve your athletic performance, the products will help you do that. We have a solution for every single person out there. If you want to age youthfully, if you want a little bit of all of the above, then we got you covered there. It's really for every single body. And just real quick on this, so Isagenix was kind of put up against the Heart Healthy Diet, and this was the 30-day cleansing and fat burning system that Isagenix has. And this was an independent study done by the University of Illinois at Chicago, and they compared the Isagenix 30-day system to the doctor prescribed heart healthy diet, which we've all heard of, right? So they compared it, and what they came up with, what they found was that the people in the isogenic system lost 56% more weight. And then these two other markers are the ones that are really, really critical. They lost 47% more body fat and twice as much visceral fat. So visceral fat, is the bad stuff that surrounds your organs. So this is really telling. I mean, the heart healthy diet, this is what you go to your doctor, and when you get, you get a report back that your cholesterol or your blood pressure is high or whatever, they're going to say, do the heart healthy diet. And this is how Isagenix stacks up against that. Pretty crazy. And there are more and more studies coming out that we're going to probably see published probably later this summer. So really exciting stuff. And this is really important. I always like to touch on this because a lot of people don't understand or realize that just because something is on a label, on a supplement, doesn't mean that what is on the label is actually in the product. And as a matter of fact, there could be things in the product that is not on the label that you don't want. Things like heavy metals, fillers, all sorts of chemicals, things like that. So Isagenix is the only company that I know of that spends a ton of money on third-party testing so that everything that goes into that product, everything that's on the label is in the product, and nothing that you don't want isn't in the product. So I spent a ton of money on this, and this is huge, and they do third-party testing, and that's very rare. So just keep that in mind. So for the 11-day reset, we're going to focus in on, Isagenix has a huge product catalog. There's over 70 products in the catalog, but we are going to focus on really 3 core products and some snack items. Okay, so the Isoline Shake, the Cleanse for Life, Ionic Supreme, and then our additional snack items. So the Isoline Shake, I talked a little bit about this. Our shakes come from happy cows who live in New Zealand in the pasture. They are not feedlot raised. They are free grazing. They're never fed antibiotics or steroids or hormones, anything like that. They are milked according to their natural season. They're not over milked. So all of that stuff makes a huge difference in what ends up in the end product. Not only that, it's undenatured whey protein. And what that means is it is cold processed, so you're keeping all of those amino acids, everything in place so your body absorbs, like I said, 80% of what's going in. That's super duper important. There are live digestive enzymes in the shakes. So if you have any kind of GI issues, a lot of people who have shied away from whey protein in the past can actually do very well in our shakes because they are so clean, so pure, and they have the digestive enzymes. So the Cleanse for Life. So a lot of people think when they hear cleanse, and I was one of these people, there's a little bit of a negative connotation around the word cleanse. A lot of people think of colon cleanses or I don't know what all those cleanses are, but what this is, it is, like I said, it's a nutritionally supported intermittent fast. Is basically what it is. Typically when you hear of intermittent fasting, that means you are fasting, you are not taking in solid food for a specific amount of time, and that depends on the individual and what you're doing and what your goals are. So with Isagenix, what you do the same thing, except you are taking in nutrients. You're taking in over 100 nutrients throughout the day on a nutritionally supported cleanse day. And what this does is it helps, number one, with compliance, because you are taking in some snacks, you're taking in the Cleanse for Life product, which is just chock full of antioxidants and botanicals. It's amazing. So it helps with compliance, helps keep you fuller, so you're not as tempted to fall off the intermittent fast wagon, but it also maintains your muscle mass, which a lot of people, if they are doing intermittent fasting on a regular basis, can tend to lose muscle. And that's exactly what we don't want. So super duper product here. Definitely you can do the intermittent fasting. We're going to talk about this in a little bit. You can do it in several different ways. So yeah, benefits of our, the way that we do intermittent fasting, nutritionally supported, and, intermittent fasting in general, as long as you do it correctly and not for too long. Tons of research. You can, like I said, you can Google intermittent fasting, but things like, longevity, it improves your quality of life, and how long that you live. Improved blood markers. So for metabolic syndrome, blood lipids, things like that, they're finding that people's markers are just, doing or improving dramatically. Like I said, compliance. Growth hormone, which is considered an anti-aging, HGH is considered kind of an anti-aging hormone. And especially in the second day of a nutritionally supported intermittent fast, your growth hormone goes up. So that means you're increasing your fat burning and other fat burning hormones as well. Increases mental clarity and brain health. It also helps to clean your cells. So all of the junk that we're taking in from the environment, it's going to help your body, your body's natural detoxification system, clean those cells very gently. Not, like I said, it's not a colon cleanse. It's not anything that keeps you in the bathroom. It is the only reason why you'd be in the bathroom is you're doing number one, because you're drinking hopefully a lot of water on those days. And like I said, it maintains lean muscle mass. So lots and lots of benefits to intermittent fasting. Ionic Supreme, this is probably my favorite product. Ionic Supreme is an adaptogenic herb tonic. It helps your body adapt to stress. And that can be stress from exercise. It can be psychological stress, any kind of stress that you're going through. When I started these products 4.5 years ago, or a little over 4 years ago, I was working on a very stressful IT project, and like to the point where I would on a daily basis go in my backyard and cry. And my dad was also terminally ill at the time. So there was a lot of stress going on in my life, and I didn't really know how to deal with that. I started taking the Ionic Supreme, and while the stress didn't go away, it was definitely still there. It just helped me cope with it better. So it helps take away that fight or flight instinct, which releases cortisol, and that's where you have all of some fat gain can happen if you have an excess of cortisol. So it took away that fight or flight feeling that I had all the time, just that anxious feeling, and really helped me get clear and focused. It also helps with recovery from exercise. It's amazing. You can take it in the morning for energy, and the cool thing is you can take it at night to help you sleep. So that's the adaptogenic herbs. Pretty amazing. And just some people that have had just so many success stories. We could be here all night looking at before and after pictures, but just some people that have had amazing success with the products. I'm going to show you some people close to home here in a second. This is Lisa. She was on here. I don't know if she still is. So this is Lisa Mustard. She lives in Columbia, South Carolina. And she's been with us for quite a while now, and just amazing transformation. She looked amazing before, but I mean, just look at her now. And it's, it's not just the outward, she looks, look at her abs, amazing. It's not just that, it's the glow, it's the radiance, it's the skin, and you can just tell that internally she's healthy. And when you get everything right on the inside, it just pulls out to the outside. And then there's Sarah Lester. She's from her hometown. She had an amazing transformation as well. Looks so great. And again, everybody's, and this is, he didn't want us to see his face, obviously, but another local guy, Brian, he had amazing results. I think Nick's coming up. There's Nick. So good stuff there. So let's talk a little bit. I know you're wondering probably how it works. So you have basically what are called shake days and cleanse days, or I like to call them intermittent fast days. So on your shake days, you basically replace 2 meals with the Isoline shake. And then you have, and this is going to depend on the person, 1 to 2, and if it's a guy, maybe even 3, I don't know. You're going to have healthy meals after that and healthy snacks. So 2 meals that you replace with Isoline, 1 to 2 other healthy fork and knife meals, and then healthy snacks as needed throughout the day. So think about that, as we're going through this, think about which 2 meals that you think you'd like to replace with the shakes. The shakes are very filling. They're delicious. I was never a shake person before I started this, and now I crave the shakes. They're so good. I haven't had one today because I've been in an office, and I'm like, can't wait to get off this. I mean, not to speed things up. I really love being here, but really want my shake. But yeah, so that's how shake days work. So your fasting days, your cleanse days, you're going to replace your meals with the Cleanse for Life product and our snack items, the Isodelights, the Isosnacks. The Isodelights are amazing. They're chocolates, chocolate squares. They come in 4 different flavors. It's like you're eating they actually are from Belgian chocolate. They're so good. And they have green tea and amino acids. I can go on and on about the Isodelights. They're so good. So you're having some snacks during the day along with the cleanse product. And we're going to follow a 2-2-5-2 strategy for the 11 days. So basically we have 2 kind of prep days where we have 2 regular shake days. And then we have 2 intermittent fast days, 5 more shake days, and then 2 more cleanse days to wrap things up. And on the cleanse days, it's really going to be kind of up to you how you do those intermittent fast days. We're going to try to go 2 full days. So you would start in the morning I'll tell you the dates in just a second. So you'd start in the morning, and then 2 days later, you'd have your shake for breakfast on that next shake day. Some people, that's going to be a little too much, and that's okay. So what I'm going to ask you to do is go as long as you can on the first day until you can't. And a lot of times it's mental. It's going to be in your head. I don't want you to get so miserable that you go and then, go crazy and pig out. So that's what we don't want to do. But if you are getting in your Cleanse for Life and your snacks on the schedule that we're going to give you, you really shouldn't get to that point. A lot of times, I'll tell you, I'll just be honest, I will cleanse until dinner. I'll go the whole day, and then I'll have either a shake or a big salad for dinner. And then I'll do the same thing the next day. So it really is going to depend on what you can do, okay? And that's going to be different for everyone. Some people can go 2 days, no problems. Some people, they can go until noon on the next, each day. So it's really going to be up to you on that. And we're going to have a lot of coaching in the closed Facebook group. So I don't want you to get freaked out about that at all. 252, we did that. So how do you get started? So basically how it works, if you are already an Isagenix member, then you just need to, what products you need. So you don't need to worry about opening your account. You just need to let us know that you want to take part in this. And you can do that by just sending me an email through the emails that you've been getting. Go ahead and shoot me an email that you want to take part, and that'll give us, let us know that to add you to the group and to the email list. You're going to order your system, order your products. We're going to go over a couple different systems here in just a second. You get the products right, delivered to your door. So cool, we don't have to go anywhere. And then we're going to start everything on the 5th of July. So we're actually going to get things rocking and rolling like the weekend before, just to get the Facebook group going, get you added to that. And I want you to enjoy your 4th of July festivities, but we're going to be giving you some tips to maybe, enjoy, but also make some smarter yet still enjoyable choices along the way. And then we'll be ready to rock and roll on the 5th. So how much does it cost? Everybody wants to know that. So you open your wholesale account for $29. That's it. It's like a Sam's membership, anything like that. That gives you wholesale pricing on the entire product catalog. It's amazing. Think about which 2 meals that you would want to replace each day with the shakes, okay? And usually when I ask people this question, a lot of people want to do breakfast and lunch and then have, dinner with their family. So, and when I ask them how much they're spending on those 2 meals, I usually get somewhere between $10 and $20 between going out to lunch and Starbucks and all that stuff. It's usually around that. And I can tell you just from being out of town this week, and I've been going out more than I usually do, and it's been like $20 easy each day. So you want to figure out how much those 2 meals are costing you. And then it's just basically shifting that spending to Isagenix. It's really what it is. It's not really spending any more. And in some cases, you're going to save quite a bit of money. For the purposes of this reset, Isagenix has so many wonderful systems and packs available. But just for our purposes, I narrowed it down to 2 packs. The 30-day cleansing and fat burning system, I want to stress that, again, that this reset is not a quick fix, and that if you want to really see the results that you want to see, and if you really want to create a sustainable lifestyle, it's going to go on past the 11 days. Okay, so you can't, 11 days is awesome to kind of get things rolling again, but you really need to get focused for the time after that. If you go back to your old ways right after 11 days, well, you're going to be right back to where you were. So this is my first recommendation for you guys, is to do the 30-day custom cleansing and fat burning system. So this would give you all of your shakes, not only for the 11 days, but for the rest of the month for 30 days. Gives you all the cleanse that you need. It gives you the Ionic Supreme, which is amazing. It gives you just enough of some of the other products that you use on cleanse days. It gives you just enough for your cleanse days. And then you get $50 that you can spend on other stuff. So it gives you the basics that you need for your 30 days, everything that you need, but then you get $50 to spend. And what I always recommend is to get the Isodelites, the chocolates, because first of all, we have a saying, friends don't let friends cleanse without Isodelites. So you definitely want those. That's going to leave you with about $10 left over to spend on something else. So a lot of people will we have wonderful coffee. We have, there's these wonderful energy shots called E+. They're amazing. So just get with the person who invited you tonight, and they can help you pick out your other products. So this one comes out to less than $10 a day, guys. I mean, it's crazy. So plus your $29 membership fee, and then tax and shipping. So it's $272 if you do it as a lump sum. The second system is, and this one, I'm going to get rid of this. I don't know if you guys can see this bar at the top, but it's bugging me. I don't know how to get rid of it. Ah, there we go. The 9-day deep cleansing and fat burning system. This one, I have to tell you guys about it because I know some of you with the price points and things like that, this is going to be better for you. I don't recommend this one unless you were already an Isagenix member. This one was really created for people that were already in Isagenix who wanted to do a 9-day, they call it a 9-day, but it's actually 11, a 9-day cleanse. So this is the bare bones minimum, and it actually comes out to be way more expensive. So, oops, go back. Way more expensive. So $13.50 per day just doing the bare bones. If you get the Isodelites, which if you need to get the Isodelites, trust me, it bumps it up to $16 a day. So why would you not go back and get the 30-day system when you get way more product and it's less than $10 a day? So I understand upfront costs and things like that, but just take that into consideration as you're making your decision. Super important there. And the other cool thing is Isagenix has a really generous referral bonus plan. So the more people that you share with and get them on board with you doing this reset, depending on what pack that they sign up with you, you can earn hundreds of dollars right off the bat. So that is definitely something to consider. So they get healthy, you get referral bonuses, you can teach them how to get referral bonuses, and it's just a super thing. It's a lot of fun too. And we all know that when we do stuff like this in a group, we tend to be more successful. It's more fun. That accountability factor is there. So think about who you might like to join with you in doing this. So again, what else is included? You're going to get the membership to our closed Facebook group. And I'll tell you again, these Facebook groups are the bomb, because not only do you get access to Kristen and me, but you get to meet people from all over the world in some cases, who you'll find we all struggle with the same things, no matter where we live. As women especially, we're all struggling with the same things. And so it's a really cool opportunity to get to know people and help each other through these struggles. So, and celebrate the wins. So it's so much fun. We have just a blast in these groups. Like I said, daily educational emails, just to kind of, get you educated on what's going on with your body. Short, effective workouts, ME style workouts. And then, like I said, some prizes for participation and social media engagement. We're going to make it really fun. So that's the key. We don't have a lot of time, so we got to pack a lot into those 11 days. So the schedule. So we're going to kick things off, like I said, on July 5th. So July 5th and 6th would be shake days. So the 7th and the 8th would be your fasting days. And then from the 9th through the 13th, shake days. 14th and 15th, fast days. And then the 16th, you are done, or you continue on. If you're doing a 30-day system, again, which I highly recommend, you'll continue on with shake days the rest of the month. No cleanse days or no intermittent fast days. So that's how it will work. Your deadline, we need to get the orders placed by the 27th, which is Monday, so that everyone gets their stuff, their goodies, before we kick things off on the 5th. I want to get everybody who wants to take part. I want to know, well, I'm going to know by Monday, but we want to get everyone added to the Facebook group before the 4th of July, just so we can start, prepping everyone for the following week. So that's kind of where we stand with that. And finally, we're done. Does anybody have any questions about anything? I think everyone, Catherine is muted. I can't tell. There's somebody on their Samsung that looks like my phone, but I don't know who that is.
Sorry, I unmuted. I had just had kid stuff, but so can you hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think it all sounds great. I've been actually doing Isagenix for about almost 6 years and love it. I actually have never done the cleanse days. Hi, Lisa. But I started reaching out to Lisa about probably 3 years ago, just because I kind of wanted to mix up, what I was doing with the shakes. And she suggested, adding more protein, taking out this, that, and the other. And it made a huge difference about 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. So I did that. And now I feel like I'm kind of in a rut, just not, maybe I need to add the cleanse days. I'm not a huge believer in the cleanses. I don't know. I liked what you said. I totally hear you. I just think there's other ways to go about it with healthy foods. I just kind of need to mix. I'm such a creature of habit in the sense that I love the shakes. They're awesome. I do 2 a day. Great. And I eat healthy the other 2 meals as well. Mm-hmm. Just don't know exactly what I need. So I'm just trying to kind of find the right answer.
The only way that you're going to know about the cleanse is to do it.
Yeah.
And,
right.
And I will tell you that I was a huge skeptic of cleansing when we first started. That's why, like I said, I did it totally I'll do this cleansing thing. I was totally I don't believe in this. And this is where, and I'll just be honest here, I wish that Isagenix would call it what it is, which is intermittent fasting. And if you go out, like I said, and do your research on IF, there is so much good information out there on that. And what Isagenix has done is just taken it to the next level by incorporating all the nutrients to go along with that. So I was a huge skeptic too, mainly because I just heard that, there's no way that, that works, and detoxing and all of that. But when you really read the research and then you do it for yourself and you experience, and especially when you experience it as a skeptic,
Yep.
and you experience, I expected nothing.
So that's just the Cleanse for Life product. And then you do that how many times a month?
How many times a month? It just depends. If you're on a typical 30-day system, you would do 4 cleanse days a month, and you could break that up however you wanted. So for our purposes, we're going to do kind of the accelerated version. Yeah. So the 2 days, 5 days, 2 days. But some people do 1 cleanse day a week. Some people take the cleanse at night before they go to bed. I do mine in the morning most of the time. I just take it every day. But I know now when my body needs a deep cleanse. And it's like it tells me. Now that I've done it a few times, I know. So it's just something that you really have to experience for yourself. I can't. That's the only way I know how to explain it.
Yeah, you're right.
And I like I said, I was blown away, and I was probably, being from the ME world, and some of my best friends are the Titas, and everything that I had read from them was all, you don't need to cleanse, you don't need to do detoxes, and your body does that by itself. And then I did it, and then the more that I realized this is just, it's IF, which ME is a proponent of.
Can I jump
Sure,
in?
go ahead.
Okay. Hey, Catherine.
Hi,
It's
Lisa.
so good to see you. Catherine and I went to high school.
You.
We went to high school together, and it's really good to see you on here. I just want to chime in and say that after my youngest was born, I used intermittent fasting to get ready for a fashion show where I was going to be wearing like a real skimpy, but enough to show off a body. And so I was intermittent fasting. I was running. I was lifting. I probably, like, this is before Isogenics. I just wore my body down, and it worked. Intermittent fasting worked, but I did like the complete crazy, like too much intermittent fasting. So when my body kind of shut down after the fashion show, because I knew I couldn't keep it up, I was looking for something that would just get me back to normal, healthy eating, but at the same time help me reach my goals the same way. And so when I talked to Tara about Isogenics and she was telling me about cleansing, in my head I was like, well, this is intermittent fasting, but it's just done smarter. It's not done the crazy way of 5 days a week. And I did take it overboard. Like I will admit, I was looking for results that I know weren't sustainable. So, but nowadays, I cleanse like Tara does. I honestly have never done a full 48-hour cleanse, and I think Tracy's on the call, and she has, and she rocks them, and she's my inspiration for getting through them. But I do it where I go from like 8 p.m. the night before to up to 8 p.m. the next day. Most of the time, I only go till about 2 o'clock, and I do that maybe 2 days a week. And it works. Like your body, it works. So
when you say 8 p.m. the night before, you're taking this Cleanse for Life, which is what exactly?
It's like, have you had the Ionics? Do you have the Ionics?
No, honestly, I've never really done anything.
Oh, okay.
I
mean, it is, you can either get it in powder or liquid, and it's like it tastes like an herbal tea, and you drink it, and I drink before I go to bed, and then I wake up in the morning and I have it, 3 more times before. I have it 3 times the next day. So before I go to bed, I have it, and then the next day I have it 3 more times. So it's just like you mix it up in water and you drink it.
So that's all you do all day long, in addition to the Ice Delights or Ice Snacks.
Yes. And the e-shots.
And you don't feel weak. You still feel energized.
Yeah, I feel great. Most of the time I can still lift. I wouldn't go out for like a 5-minute run. I wouldn't do anything, super intense. But, my body, I take a break from, intensive workouts more so now than I did before. I'm in the best shape at 43 than I've been in. Ask my husband. He'll tell you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It works.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah. I'm so glad you're here. It's so good to see you.
I know, you
can
too.
Reach to the phone and hug you.
I know. Exactly. It's great.
And Catherine, to your point too, I've been using Isogenics for a while, and this will be my first time with the nutritional reset. Just simply because I was nervous about it. You know, you hear about all these other cleanses, and people are in the bathroom, you know, all day,
Yeah.
you know. So, in fact, I was just talking to a friend recently about it, and she was like, you know, she tried this cleanse, and she was in the bathroom nonstop for like 3 days, and you know, kind of got, as I was talking with Tara about it, you know, I'm kind of that point where I know my body needs something different. You know, I just feel tired. You know, I feel tired all the time. So, you know, so this will be my first time actually doing the cleanse as well. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And I think having the group dynamic is going to be really awesome. We do something similar. We have a larger group called Fit and Lean. Some of you might be in that already. And it's, you know, it just makes all the difference in the world when you do it as a group. If you're trying to go it by yourself, it's just, it's not fun. So, you know, Nick and I always try to cleanse on the same days, you know, support each other and things like that. And there have been times when we didn't make it, you know, it was like we get to, you know, whatever, noon or 1 or 2, and we're like, you know, I think I'm not quite ready to do this whole day. And a lot of it is being mentally prepared, I think, really getting yourself in the mindset. And that's why we really want to get people going ASAP so that we have that mental prep time up until, you know, the day that we start. So that's a lot of the reason why we planned it this way. So, and so you can enjoy, we didn't want you to, you know, want you to enjoy July 4th smartly, but, you know, also just getting mentally prepared for, you know, a short little reset. So,
yeah. And the only other thing I think I don't know if I worry about it, other than I'm just a little bit skeptical about it, is that I believe in the shakes for sure. Just the cleansing, I just don't see myself sticking with it for like years down the road. Meaning, you know, like there are natural foods out there which we eat organically and healthy here. So I don't know if I'm looking for just something to mix up that's easy to, you know, make into my nutrition daily, or if this is something that I really see myself sticking with, the cleanses especially down the road. Like the shakes are easy. They're yummy and they're healthy and they're good. But the cleanses, so maybe I lose 3 to 5 pounds in like 3 weeks and, oh, it's awesome. But will I really stick with that a year from now?
I mean, again, that's going to be up to you and what you experience. And, you know, maybe not. I mean, maybe you don't do full day cleanses or 2-day cleanses. You do nightly. You know, you still want to get those herbs and botanicals in your body, and you find that they do make you feel good. You know, for me, it's been, you know, it's so easy. It's so easy that I don't even think about it anymore because it's just part of, you know, I have a concoction in the morning that I mix up of the cleanse, the ionics, and the isogreens and apple cider vinegar. And it's a highly alkaline, wonderful energy boost. And I had that every single morning. That's just part of my routine. I have my shakes every day. And then, you know, if I decide to do a full day cleanse or a 2-day cleanse, it's just there. But
Awesome.
it's not something that I feel like, you know, oh, I have to do this, you know, it's on the schedule. I've got to do, it's, you know, haven't done one this week or this month. It's time to do one. It's not like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think Lisa and I are a lot the same that way with the way we work it in, you know. So,
Cool.
any other questions? I have 248 area code. I muted you because I heard some background noise. 248 area code. Do you have any questions? I don't know who you are. Oh, looks like 248 jumped off. Okay, guys. Well, I really appreciate, we really appreciate you jumping on. Like I said, I'm going to have this recording uploaded. Probably it'll take a while tonight. I'll get that sent out in the morning. In the meantime, if you think of any other questions, just feel free to shoot us an email. You've got the email address. Otherwise, just let us know if you want to take part, and we'll get you started, get you in the group.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's nice meeting you, Catherine.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. I'll see you. Bye, Lisa. Bye, Kristen.
Bye, Tracy. I know you're there.
Bye, guys.
I'll see you soon. I'll see you next week,
Tara.
Kristen.
Tara,
Yeah.
this is the 248. I'm
Hey.
sorry. I accidentally, instead of hitting mute, I hung up. So my apologies. At this time, I don't have any questions, but I may, and I'll reach out to you. I'm just getting ready to get off a plane right now.
Oh, okay, cool. Who is this?
This is Debbie Kazol from Michigan.
Oh, hi, Debbie. Nice to hear from
Oh.
you.
Yes, I missed a portion of it, so I'll listen to the replay.
Okay.
But I'll reach out to you via email or something if I have questions.
Sounds good. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Take
Take
care,
care.
guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.